everybody, it's me, Kristen, again. I just want to tell you guys about this really great article I just read in the New York Times online. It's about schizophrenia, and let me see if I can find it here. I don't know which link I should put up. There's a blog called Shrink Wrap where there's a link right now. Anyway, it is really fascinating. It's a series of scans, like, I don't know if it's MRI or some other kind of scan, but anyway, they did normal patients or normal people's brains and then schizophrenic brains over 6 years or something like that. They pieced them together and showed where the brain is affected and how it's affected and stuff like that. And also, in the accompanying article that you should read too, that it talks a little bit about how it's kind of like a wildfire that, well, they kind of characterize it now, schizophrenia now, as like a wildfire that sweeps over the brain. And so it may be when you're a late teenager or late teenager, your brain undergoes this process called pruning, in which it's just like pruning a tree or something. You cut back some of the excess, I don't know if it's cells or neurons or whatever, that aren't needed, so you make your brain function more effectively. So one of the theories is that that the brain in schizophrenia undergoes excessive pruning, so that it cuts back too much and people can't function normally. Another thing that they talk about is that perhaps there's the cells have these myelin sheaths which facilitate, they kind of insulate the cells and make the information speed along much faster and effectively. And so schizophrenia might have to do with perhaps the myelination process has gone awry or is not happening or something like that. And also there's of course the dopamine hypothesis that there's a release of excess dopamine in the brain that causes damage. But anyway, what these scans show are, and I hope you can look on the internet and find it. I'll put a link up over in the little box, but let me know if you need help finding it or something. I can email you the link. And it shows actually the later images show how it's show the actual kind of brain damage that people with schizophrenia get. Is kind of the brain loses cells, or, well, they were talking about actually, that the brain actually loses brain cells in people with schizophrenia, and that the drugs that people get can actually help prevent brain tissue loss and brain cell loss and stuff like that. So anyway, this article is really fascinating, and the pictures, I mean, it's just really interesting to see it with scientific, scientifically done imagery and stuff like that. So kind of frightening too, knowing that I have schizophrenia. It's oh great, so I'm losing brain cells all the time. I mean, they're talking about some huge startling numbers, losing 5% of your brain per year or something like that. Wow, it really sucks. So so my brain is shrinking, I guess. I don't know. I hope that the medication I take helps to counteract this schizophrenia, and I think the more time that I spend not having symptoms, the better off I am. So I think when you're actually highly symptomatic, it means that perhaps your brain is losing more brain tissue. I don't know, but I mean, it is kind of disturbing knowing that. I mean, because they were saying like Alzheimer's people lose 1 to 5% per year or something, but so it's like about the same. But they can't see the same things in Alzheimer's that they do in schizophrenia, so to actually see the brain damage. But yeah, kind of depressing. But anyway, the article is really good, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. I'll put up a link, and I hope you like it. Let me know if you have any trouble accessing it. Okay, talk to you later. Bye!